you, as well as we have sailed. We have sailed with us. Madam, without really wasting any time, I would request all of us to introduce ourselves. And I would start with me. I am Bhupender. I am the principal scientist and nodal PI of this project. Sir.
Yeah, I am Gajendra. I am from JSW. I head the Group Corporate Affairs and Regulatory Affairs function.
Good afternoon. I am Paramjit Singh, Additional Advisor from Ministry of Steel.
I am Dr. Mukesh, Director Steel Research Technology Mission of India.
Good afternoon. I am Satish Singh, Chief President Executive Tata Steel.
Good afternoon. I am Executive Director, Growth and Environment Management Division of Steel.
Good afternoon. I am Dr. Prabodh Kumar, Principal Scientist, working at ICAR.
Good afternoon. I am Rafi Seth from SAIL. I am with the Environment Management.
Good afternoon. I am in the past from Environment State.
Good afternoon everyone, I am Ankan Mitra from Tata Steel.
Good afternoon everyone, I am Jayshankar Balan from JSW Steel.
Good afternoon everyone, this is Prakash from JSW Steel.
Let me also take the pride in introducing my team of scientists at IARI, Dr. Lavleen Shukla, Dr. Ranjan Bhattacharya, Dr. Namita Das Saha, Dr. K. Usha, and Dr. Shiv Kumar, and we are also joined by my younger colleague from the media, Ms. Shivani Nagar. And Madam, without wasting much time, I would now request our Director IARI to kindly start the meeting.
So let me also take this opportunity to introduce myself. I am A.K. Singh. Professionally, I am a plant breeder and I have been working for the last 30 years on development of Basmati rice varieties. And currently I am Director of IARI. Maybe briefly you can also introduce and then we'll proceed.
Good evening friends, I am Rasika Chaube. I am Additional Secretary in the Ministry of Steel and I am very happy to be here today for this occasion, and I think you can just now continue.
Thank you ma'am. Madam Rasika Chaube, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Steel. Sri Paramjit Singh, Additional Industrial Advisor, Ministry of Steel. Dr. Mukesh Kumar, Director, Steel Research Technology Mission. Mr. Das, Executive Director from SAIL. And we have a number of participants from industry, Mr. Satish and Mr. Gajan Pratap Singh and their colleagues, my own colleagues. It's my proud privilege to welcome you all to this seat of what we call as Green Revolution, the Indian Agriculture Research Institute. The institute was established in 1905 in Eastern Province of India in Darbhanga district. And 1934, following a massive earthquake, it was shifted in 1936 to its current location. And it's deemed to be university from 1958 under UGC Act, provides master's and PhD degree to students in agriculture in as many as 25 different disciplines. And we are leader in agriculture research, in food security, nutritional security, and transfer of technology to farmers. Some of the lead technologies, if I describe, since the Green Revolution time, the IARI wheat varieties, which we have developed from this institute, they currently occupy 50% of total wheat area in the country. And that's about 15 million hectare. And the total wheat production to nation's granary by IARI varieties alone is 60 million tons. Out of 106 million tons of wheat produced this year, 60 million ton contribution comes from IARI varieties. And in terms of value, if you see, the farmers get is about 1 lakh crores annually by the sale of these varieties in the mandi. Likewise, in Basmati rice, this institute has played a pivotal role. The traditional varieties of Basmati rice were tall, they were poor yielders, and we have come out with a large number of semi-dwarf, high-yielding Basmati rice varieties. And our current annual Basmati rice export is 33,000 crores. And that comes 99% from the varieties that we have developed from IRI. including varieties like Pusa Basmati 1121, which is sold in as many as 80 different brands, whether it is Dawat or India Gate Classic, or it is Aeroplane, Hello, Jagat. All these brands they carry inside Pusa Basmati 1121. So likewise in various other sectors, we have a very brief film, I think, that will be displayed, that will describe about the achievements of IRI. But it's my pleasure to welcome you all to this green campus, and it's indeed a great beginning in terms of having partnership with the different departments with the private sector.
India is a land of diverse topography, and climatic variations. Agriculture in India has numerous challenges. To reach its development targets, India has to face these obstacles with a scientific and systematic approach. That is the core objective of Indian Agricultural Research Institute, or IARI, to provide national leadership in agricultural research, education, and extension. IARI has now evolved as a premier institute in the world. The original institute's foundation stone was laid on April 1st, 1905 at Pusa in Darbhanga district as a result of a strong felt need of path-breaking research in agriculture. When a major earthquake compelled the institute to shift its campus to Delhi, the name Pusa stayed on. After independence, the commitment acquired a fresh momentum under a new identity with a sprawling new campus of 1,200 acres. Over the years, the institute collated national and international level facilities to meet the increasing expectations of a growing nation. To fulfill its designated mandate of conducting cutting-edge fundamental and applied research, postgraduate teaching, human resource development, and an entire range of advisory and extension services. IARI operates through its regional stations, centers, and a dedicated Krishi Vigyan Kendra. Over the years, neatly streamlined and innovative interventions have opened up a host of benefits for Indian farming communities. Prime among them is HD 2967, a wheat variety immensely popular amongst farmers and millers of the Indo-Gangetic plains of India. This variety covers an area of 10 million hectares across the country. IARI has developed the Pusa Basmati 1121, is another rice variety from the institute. Popular worldwide for its extra long slender grain with pleasant aroma. In the last 8 years, this variety fetched a revenue of 1.5 lakh crore rupees. IARI has also developed India's first ever bio-fortified maize, rich in provitamin A. All variants developed by Pusa are rich in tryptophan and lysine content. The institute has developed the country's first 00 mustard variety with low erucic acid and glucosinolate content. This is being used to produce Indian canola or indola for a healthy heart. Horticulture is a major aspect for nutritional security and prosperity. The institute has developed Amrapali, the world's first commercial dwarf variety of mango, covering an area of approximately 2 lakh hectares. The institute has developed carrot varieties rich in antioxidant and beta-carotene content, fetch a higher price in the market. Vegetable cultivation under protected conditions holds a high promise due to its 5 to 10 times higher productivity, quality of produce, and off-season cultivation. This technology provides an income of 3 to 4 lakh rupees per annum from 1,000 square meter area. IARI has also introduced a number of cost-effective and eco-friendly technologies, like the integrated farming systems that combine multiple enterprises on a single farm in a cohesive manner. PUSA has been promoting this and developing them with farmers continuously. Technologies like neem-coated urea for improving nitrogen use efficiency in field crops. This can help improve crop yields while preventing wasteful use of nitrogen fertilizer and pollution of air and water. For climate change and global warming, methane emission from rice fields was considered as one of the major causes. Studies conducted by IARI conclusively proved that this was a myth. The fact has now been accepted and used by IPCC and other organizations. Accurate diagnosis is an integral part of viral disease management. IARI has developed ELISA-based diagnostic kits for accurate detection of more than 23 viruses. Lateral flow assays are being used for quick detection in the field. Existing soil testing laboratories are not sufficient in the country to cater to the needs of the farmers. Therefore, IARI has developed the PUSA Soil Test and Fertilizer Recommendation, or STFR meter, to test the soil right at the fields. The Institute has also developed rapid composting technology, which converts agri-residue into nutrient-rich compost using microbial culture in 60 to 80 days compared to conventional pit composting technology. The unit has also crafted a number of low-cost vermicomposting models for resource-poor farmers. That apart, PUSA has also developed an animal feed block making technology, which involves mixing of crop residues with other essential nutrients to prepare easy-to-transport and store animal feed. Wastewater management is a major problem. Therefore, IARI has developed a technology of using wastewaters in agriculture. The Institute has also developed EPNs that are environment-friendly, naturally occurring biocontrol agents for insect pest management. These are safe and have tremendous scope to improve the productivity of high-value crops. To further promote sustainable agriculture, IARI has developed a variety of biofertilizers like Rhizobium, Azotobacter, Azospirillum, VGA, etc. The state-of-the-art, automated and non-destructive plant phenomics facility has been developed at the center. It has been close to 50 years since IARI attained the status of a deemed university. Today, the university is authorized to award postgraduate degree in 26 teaching disciplines. With an A+ accreditation from the National Assessment and Accreditation Council of UGC, the Institute has ranked 23rd among overall MHRD ranking of institutions of the country. Drawing strength from its wide global recognition, the Institute is busy helping India's neighboring countries to build and run their own apex agricultural institutions. In December 2018, the Honorable President of India dedicated ICAR to the people of the Republic of Myanmar. Here is yet another stronghold, the Professor M.S. Swaminathan Library. This citadel of knowledge has been playing the de facto role of National Agricultural Library of India. It is now one of the largest and finest agrobiological libraries in Southeast Asia, housing over 4 lakh publications. To further expand its domain expertise, IARI has recently initiated 2 new off-campus units at IARI Jharkhand and IARI Assam. Taking the path-breaking research to the farmers was always on top of the agenda of the Institute. To address this, the Institute started various units dedicated to technology transfer. These extension units provide farm advisory services to a large number of visiting farmers. The Institute has conceptualized and developed the National Demonstration Program, which heralded speedy dissemination of high-yielding varieties and helped realize the Green Revolution in India. The Institute conceived the research base for ICAR's frontline ORP for technology testing. With changing times, many queries of farmers are now being addressed through Kisan call centers and mobile apps. IARI established the single window delivery concept at ATIC to facilitate farmers with diagnostic, advisory and input delivery. National level Krishi Vigyan Melas are being used to showcase technology. Supported by a visionary leadership, These farming fairs are fast emerging as a beacon of hope and a platform for sharing positive experiences. IARI has also conceived and implemented the Seed Village program by selecting the Jaunti village in Delhi. The institute has also initiated an innovative post office linkage model to provide the seed to the farmers through post offices. Unique initiatives like the Mera Gaon, Mera Gaurav program helps facilitate farmer-scientist interactions and develop future roadmaps. Under Farmers First program, the institute is helping integrate technologies in farmers' condition at Palwal, Haryana. IARI has adopted villages for integrated development in peri-urban areas of NCR. The institute indulges in various national and international collaborations to share and improve its farming knowledge base. This is further accentuated by serving as the venue for various foreign delegate visits and parliamentary committee visits. These visits help involve a large number of stakeholders to inspire them to contribute in the development of Indian agriculture. Since 2008, exemplary progressive farmers are being awarded by the Institute for their outstanding and innovative contributions. Recently, 3 farmers associated with the Institute were bestowed with the Padma Shri Award. Today, with time-tested technologies and scientific farming systems, we are ready to add wings to their aspirations. With them firmly by our side, we are ready for the future.
Thank you. That was a brief glimpse of what all activities we are doing. And today it's a very happy occasion that we are going to have this MoU. And this is one of the very important areas. Recently we have heard about liquid urea, nano urea by IFCO. And I am sure the interventions that we are going to take today in terms of making steel slag as a prominent input in agriculture for various micronutrients and soil amendment will go a long way in solving the problems in those areas where we have the acidic soil in particular. I must say that this is the hall where then Prime Minister Nehru coined the term everything else can wait but not agriculture. So it's a very historical place, and I am once again pleased to welcome you all in this institute. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Shri Paramjit Singh ji, Treasurer, Ministry of Steel, kindly give some insight into the genesis of the proposal.
Thank you, Dr. Ravinder. As you know that today we are here to sign the MoU on this project, which is for the use of steel slag. So basically the slag is the one of the byproduct which is produced while iron and steel making, and it is categorized in 2 forms. One is blast furnace slag, other is the steel making slag. As on date, the issue related to the blast furnace slag, there is no issue because the slag the slag is used in the cement industry. But the steel slag, which is generated in the process of steel making through BOF or EAF. At present we are talking about the BOF slag, which is lying in the plants and not being utilized in any form. Though worldwide many work is going on to utilize this steel slag in construction, road construction, and making alternative cements. Steel Ministry has also awarded few projects in this line. But if you see this slag, the main issue is in this slag is the free line which is available in the slag, and the process of to remove the line is quite expensive. But in addition to the free line, there are many several, you can say, micro, macro, or beneficial nutrients such as calcium, iron, phosphorus, silicon are present there, which can be utilized effectively in agriculture for better crop growth, yield, and quality. So, looking into keeping this positive features of the steel slag in mind, in February 2018, Ministry of Steel approached Ministry of Agriculture to explore the possibility of soil remediation by utilizing the steel slag. In response, Ministry of Agriculture wrote to ICAR to nominate one of the institute under ICAR as a nodal agency to take up this matter. ICAR approved IARI New Delhi to take up this collaborative project to address the issue. Subsequently, a project proposal was submitted to Ministry of Steel, which was further evaluated by the evaluation group comprising of officials from DST, DRDO, officials of Principal Scientific Advisor to Government of India, IIT professors, and Ministry of Steel. Subsequently, it was appraised to the PAMC under the chairmanship of ASFA and comprising members of CSIR, IIT, and Ministry of Steel. Later, it was felt that it's better and concrete to outcome with the project, we should take the participation of the industry. As directed by the competent authority, extensive deliberations were held with the steel industry in Ministry of Steel in this matter. As the outcome of these deliberations, participation and financial contribution of SAIL, Tata, and GSW has been confirmed, and project got approved by the competent authority in Ministry of Steel by funding from 40% from Ministry of Steel and balance 60% from the industry. Looking into the experience of the IARI, I hope I'm you can say highly positive that we will come out. There will be a positive solution of this steel slag, and industry will get rid of the problem of lying steel slag in their plants. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Paliji. May I now request, I have a small presentation on the proposal. It is for the benefit of everyone. And when Mr. Paliji was giving you the insight into the genesis and the roadmap to this day, I think it was my pursuit and patience. That was also because I kept following all the recommendations and all the. I think even there was a intervention from the additional secretary of ICAR there. So we had to convince him also. I'm very happy that we have reached this day. Sir, ma'am, we have a small presentation. Can I just upload it? So, it is for benefit of all. We have a project. It is on the development of slag-based synthetic products suitable for degraded soil for sustainable agriculture. As Mr. Pandit said, the idea was conceived way back in 2018, and it was next slide, please. Okay. It was conceived in 2018, and it was followed by a brainstorming session which we had on the similar topic in 2018 September at IARI, where Mrs. Ruchika Chaudhary Govil, the Joint Secretary Ministry of Steel, she participated in that function in the presence of almost everyone from the steel industry and the stakeholders. Madam, I am too small a person to tell you about the steel. I think I have written something, but what we intend to say is that while we try to achieve the highest of production level, there is also an associated problem of steel slag, which we need to take care. And as an agriculturist, I see inside of the steel slag where I find that it has a pH of 11. And it is rich in calcium, magnesium, phosphate, silica, ferrous, and manganese. And when I see all those things, I also take note of the multi-nutrient deficiencies that are there in our soils and how the deficiencies of different nutrients they have increased over the years. And how our Prime Minister wants us to cut down the use of fertilizers, particularly urea, to half, and this is where my director just now mentioned about nano urea. When we see we have a lot of almost 16 million hectares of the acidic soils are there. They have variable acidity level. In addition to that, we have large, almost 12% of the degraded soils that are there. And looking into the fact that all the nutrients that are there in the soil, their availability depends upon the pH of the soil. So, as an agriculturist, as a scientist, we want to interplay this fact that how the nutrients from the slag can be made available to the plants, how the product in question, the steel slag, can be modified to make it suitable for use in agriculture. Already, as Mr. Paramjit mentioned, it has calcium oxide, which is about 45%, and lime also, if we see, it is having around 20 to 70% of the calcium. So it is a most suitable liming material. I did some calculation for one of the project monitoring meeting where I showed that if we are able to utilize the steel slag, the volume of the steel slag requirement as a liming material and the financial implications would be running to 300 billions. I will not go into the details of what all, but what as a scientist we feel, as a nutritionist we feel that what all nutrients are there, they are very important for the plant. They are essential nutrient and we need to find a way to utilize them. These are the objectives, but more than the objectives, it is most important line is mentioned at the bottom of this slide where the emphasis has to be laid to study the detailed phytotoxicity. As we all know that this is having high, this is little more, having more of chromium. So we need to reduce the chromium in order to ensure that whatever we apply, it is having no phytotoxicity. We'll be going for the complete risk assessment before making any assessment, recommendation. Idea is as a responsible institute. I have said it earlier also, as a responsible institute, we need to ensure that nothing which is not good for the soils, not good for the human beings, not good for the animal goes into the public domain. This is the team, madam. We are IARI New Delhi, but I am also joined live on today's program by my colleagues from regional station of IARI Wellington, regional station Dharwad. We have NRRI Cuttack. This is a National Rice Research Institute. Then we have the ICAR Research Complex of Northeastern Hills region, Umiam, Meghalaya. Pantnagar, we have the GB Pant University of Agriculture Technology, Dalbagh Educational Institute, Agra. Then we have CCHAU, Hisar. So this is the team that we have, and this team was chosen to accommodate maximum types of soils as mentioned by my director. Already the presentation for IARI, it harped upon, it told us about the complexities that we have and the challenge which we have, not only in terms of the cropping system, soils, but also in their management. And what all issues, what all challenges are there. When challenges are there on one side, we also have a solution, and all this is our work of my colleagues, where we want to utilize different biological amendments, and also this is our work, which you can see it at the bottom, 3 flowers. The one, how we utilize the siderophores from the bacterial origin in order to ensure that the nutrients that are there in the immobilized form, they are there in the soil but not available to the plant. How can they be made available to the plant? We have already developed the phosphate-rich organic manure and bio-enriched compost technology using the spent wash and press mud for sugar industry. And we want to replicate the success. This is the work plan. I will not go into the details of it, but this slide I included it to show you all that we have some serious planning and thinking gone into it, and my colleagues, they have ensured me that we will be delivering, and we will be going for augmentation using the bioorganic amendments, inorganic amendments, and together. Everything is specified. Major emphasis, as you can see, is also on ensuring that the risk assessment is properly done. So these will be the deliverables. Our work, it encompasses the theme of the clean environment, Swachh Bharat, Govardhan Yojana, as is also a mandate for your firms. We will be developing conditioner, fertilizers, multi-nutrient, dual-purpose products. composting solutions, and also the bioslurry, which we believe can be enriched using this. What final note is the transformed slag. It is a commercially viable, innovative, eco-friendly green technology which can benefit both the steel as well as the agriculture sector. Thank you very much, sir. For which we won't gather here. Thank you. So, sir, we have already taken the signatures of the principal signatories from the 3 companies, and my director has also signed. What I'll be requesting everyone is, once we have the group photograph, I'll be requesting all of you to kindly come inside so that the witness signatures can also be taken. And some of the other formalities that my colleague Dr. Pramod knows, he will be taking care. And may I now, madam, request. अच्छा हाँ, तो प्रमोद करिए. नहीं, वो तो उसके बगैर नहीं जाने देते मैडम. इनफैक्ट मैं सोच रहा था कि जब परमजीत भी बोल रहे थे तो पूरे टाइम मास्क ऊपर, मेरा भी मास्क ऊपर, हमारी शक्लें कहाँ किसी को नजर आएंगी, चाहे आप यूट्यूब पे कर लीजिए. There is a copy of the project as an annexure to the MoU, sir, madam. Now, may I request Mrs. Rasika Chowdhury, Regional Secretary, Ministry of Steel, to kindly say a few words to us on this important day.
Thank you, Dr. Dr. A.K. Singh, Director of ICAR-IARI, Dr. Bhupender Singh, Principal Scientist and the person who's really steered this entire project, Loveleen, who I've been watching and who's been interacting with us, all my colleagues from the steel fraternity, scientists and everyone who's present here, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I would like to really wish success to this program which we have taken on today, and I'm really happy that it has happened after such a long time. There was a lot of hard work which has gone, and I tend to agree with Dr. Bhupender Singh that he had to really toil for this, And I would also like to give credit to Mr. Mukesh Kumar, who, when I joined in the ministry, he was the first person who came to me that there was a project like this, and we took on upon ourselves. It moved, it took time because there was a lot of, things to be sorted out, and then we had a report from ASCI, who suggested that we must rope in the private players and the steel CPSE, that means the industry partners, before we take on any R&D project. And once that advice was given, we started looking for partners, and then I'm so happy that JSW, Tata, SAIL, they came forward. All of them showed so much interest, and in fact, I must give full credit to Dr. Bhupender Singh, who really pursued this, tried to address all the issues we raised, because amongst all the scientists and engineers we are present here, we are the most, I'm the most technology not aware of most of the things, and he took time to tell us things and in a very simplistic way so that we could understand, we could take it forward. But he was very kind that in his presentation he showed a lot of challenges, but he didn't show us as a challenge, that what he had to face in the ministries. But I'm very happy that it has finally taken off. Paramjeet has already mentioned why it was very important for us. Steel slag is something, we were trying to just take an estimate of how much steel slag is lying in the country, whether it's with the private players. It's around 15 million tons, which occupies, when the statistics with Paramjeet told me, around 30 hectares of land is occupied with this. Now, at a time when steel sector is looking at expansion in brownfield, this kind of area, if made available, I think it could really, be really helpful to all of us. And at the same time, if it can be utilized as a soil nutrient, Tatas have already made a step in this direction. I think now that we have partnered with ICAR-IARI, maybe this step would go off further and we'll be able to get better results. I would be very happy that only thing I request is that, if this project can be completed timely, and that onus lies on Dr. Bhupender Singh. And I request the industry partners to ensure that they make timely payments to the ICAR-IARI so that, they are not found, wanting for funds. So please, everyone should do their bit, and we in the ministry will ensure that, whenever you need clearances in terms of getting it enlisted as a fertilizer, or I think there are a lot of impediments which come there also, we will also work simultaneously. It should not happen that it's a sequential activity that you produce a product and then we get down to that. So we'll try to work together. And I would request Dr. Bhupender Singh that whenever the time has come that we need to intervene, where we need to help you out, please don't hesitate. Dr. A.K. Singh is there, and we are there in the ministry. We will definitely take up with whether it's agriculture ministry or wherever you need us to take up. And I think we had the fertilizer JS present with us that day, who had given us a lot of advice on how we want to go. And I was very happy to note that you were so concerned about the phytotoxicity which you mentioned about. I think that's something which we really need to take care, because what I could understand when the deliberations took place, that this project was not taking off only because we were not sure how we'll handle this kind of an issue. So this is the most important issue, because while we will address the issue of slag, which is there in the steel ministry, we should also ensure that the right kind of nutrient goes into the. So with this, I think I would just like to wish all the entire team who's going to work, and the 8 partners. I think you have 8 partners who are going to be there, including you. And I think slag availability will have to be ensured by the 3 players who are there. So they will please do ensure that whenever it's required, it should be a timely availability so that we don't delay the process. And I wish this entire team all the success, and Dr. Bhupender Singh to take it on further, and wish everyone all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for reminding me of a few things. You mentioned about Dr. Mukesh Kumar. So I must accept my fault of mentioning about the brainstorming session that we had it at ICAR-IARI and not mentioning him as the major, motivator. In fact, he was instrumental in having that program at ICAR-IARI on that day. And and another thing you mentioned about the Tatas. Let me also tell you, we have a contract research program with Tatas. They have developed some fertilizer. My director was there when we had the MoU with them 2 years back. the person who was instrumental in having that program at IARI, Mr. Srinivas Ashrit, sir, he has, unfortunately passed away. So I fondly remember him today on this day. The person, after we had the brainstorming, probably that was the contract research that we had it from him. The third thing you talked about, we are a strong team of 8 players. Let me also mention their names. We have Dr. Shiva Swami from Wellington, Dr. Patil from Dharwad, Dr. Neeraj from and Satish from HAU, Dr. Rajiv from GBPUAT, Dr. Akhilesh from DEI Agra, and Dr. Shahid is from NRRI Cuttack, and Dr. Malikarjun and Dr. Ramesh, they are from the Umiam team. So we are a strong team of 25, and almost all of them are there, and I must thank Madam Rasika Chaube for reminding me to take their names, because they are equally, we are sitting with you and they are far, but I need everybody's support in order to ensure what responsibility you have put on me, madam. Thank you very much. And now I would request my director, sir, to kindly give the concluding remarks. And before that, sir, we have a small token of our appreciation from IARI, which I would like you also to give it to everyone, all those who are there.
That's what I said. It is sold in 80 brands, and India Gate Classic is one such brand. So we got this packing done from them. So that's why their name is here. But there are 80 brands which are, marketing this.
And the best.
Best. And the annual forex earning from this is about 28,000 crores.
So if you get us addicted to this, the problem will land.
No, I am always there.
Thank you.
In the market, it's sold as what?
This is, yes, several brand name. One is India Gate Classic.
I think that's
India Gate Classic. So they have number India Gate Super, Dobar, Tibar.
They're the same size. No?
This is classic. No, see, when you say India Gate Tibar, it is 3/4 and 1/4 is taken out, broken. Then when it is India Gate Dobar, it is half and packed. This is full rice. India Gate Classic. It is classic is the brand for this. This is our annual report for 2020.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, not much to conclude. This is just the beginning, and it's a very big challenge on us to come out with the findings of the experimentation that we are going to take out in most scientific manner. As you know that the neem coated urea, which is today in the country adopted fully with the initiative of Honorable Prime Minister, and every single grain of urea is coated with neem oil, and this technology of neem coated urea was developed in this institute. It started research program in 60s and we perfected later, did experimentation, demonstrated potential. Unfortunately, it took so long to come out with a recommendation and adoption as a policy at the national level. Almost 20-30 years it has taken, but good, and finally it came, and it is doing a lot of saving to farmers in terms of losses that happens in urea, and enhancing the use efficiency by 6 to 7% and cutting down application by 6 to 7%. So I am sure that the steel slag research that we are going to initiate today will also find similar application in agriculture. This is a project for the time being. Of course, it's a time-bound program. We have to come out with some recommendation. and based on that the policy decision has to be taken. Also, I would like to request Dr. Bhupender Singh to look into the requirement of fertilizer control order and address those issues from beginning. It should not happen that after we have found it good and then we go for the bioefficacy and other related issues, and then we are asked to submit the data. That data should be generated exactly in the same format as required by the agency for clearance. The other aspect which is very, very important and that must be looked into is the although very low quantity, but there are heavy metals that are present in the steel slag. Now, when we go for long-term use of steel slag as a soil amendment, and there we'll have to use it in larger quantities, particularly in the SDIC soil, almost 15-16 million hectare area in northeastern region. And from that point of view, I see the location that you have chosen in Umiam is very good location. Soil is highly acidic, the pH goes around 4, and in those situations this will be really very, very useful. But then excess alkalinity may be caused with the continuous use, and therefore in our studies we should have the base level data generated on all parameters. Whatever soil we are conducting experiment on to in different locations, their basic profiling with respect to heavy metal should be done, whether it is there or not there, and when we are using it for 2-cycle, 3-cycle, 4-cycle application, what is the kind of build-up, if there is any, that is happening. And based on that, if we can come out with some simulation studies that if there is use of this as amendment for 30 years, 40 years, what would be the accumulation kind of thing, so that these things can be modulated simultaneously. Other aspect is to have a combination of slag with our compost and organic material in order to enhance the availability of the nutrients that it carries. So on that also, all the experiments should be meticulously planned, design, etc. should be discussed, and all the centers should precisely follow the same kind of treatment, same kind of procedures and methodology. This is a big responsibility, and we must succeed in it. And with that, I would like to wish you all very best, and I'm especially thankful to Madam for finding out time and being here with us. This has, of course, re-emphasized the importance of the project that Ministry attaches to this specific project. So I'm thankful to all the partners from the industry and their initiative in supporting this project financially, and I'm sure we will do a good job. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. In fact, I would request all my colleagues are here. That was precisely the reason I wanted each one of them to be there in the meeting. We have soil scientists, and the IARI team is in fact not me alone, but I look forward to my IARI team to also guide all the centers that are there. As you said, sir, that we need to tell them what exactly should be done in the manner it should be done. So I would request all my colleagues to take note of what our director has said and what Madam Rasika Chaube has mentioned. And tomorrow, sir, we are meeting at 11 o'clock in the division, our IRI team. Already, as you said, we are short of time, rather. Once the funds gets released, or even if with today's MoU, we feel obligated and responsible to continue on our mission to deliver. Thank you, sir, again. And I would request now my colleague, Mr. Pramod, Dr. Pramod, to kindly give a vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. So we thank our Honorable Director, Dr. A.K. Singh, sir, who has spared his valuable time to grace the occasion. Sir, your visionary leadership, consistent support and guidance is a great source of motivation all through the conceptualization and finalization of this project, sir. We also thank Madam Rasika Chaube, Additional Secretary, MOS, for having spared her valuable time and to have graced this MOU signing ceremony. You have been very instrumental in bringing us together for this noble cause of converting industrial waste into valuable product. Your support and cooperation is very important for us to succeed in the project, madam. We owe a special appreciation to Mr. Paramjeet Singh, Industrial Advisor, MOS, who is motivating factor for the project, and we hope to seek your guidance and support in future also, sir. We are thankful to Mr. Mukesh Kumar, Director, SRTMI, for your instrumental role in formulation of the project, and we wish with your continued support and advice, objectives of the project would be fulfilled, sir. Our thanks are also due to Mr. Satish Singh, CRE, Tata Steel and team, Mr. SK Das, ED Sale and team, Mr. GP Singh, VP, JSW Steel Limited and his team, who have spared their valuable time to participate in this auspicious day of signing ceremony of MoU. Your participation and cooperation with the project team would help us to realize the useful product which could be useful to the society at large. Lastly, we thank Dr. Upender Singh sir and his team members from IARI and collaborating centers for their perseverance and consistent efforts that has led to conceptualization, formulation of such a wonderful project which will lead to generation of technology, not only generation of technology but also take it to the end users through the active support and involvement of steel industry, SRTMI and Ministry of Steel. Lastly, I thank the PME team for facilitation and media cell for webcasting the event. Thank you all, sir. Thank you.
May I request all of us to kindly come outside for a group photograph. Following that, we will come in again. We will come inside, sir.